And my grandparents were raised down the fort, so it's in my blood. Not only our business is there, but that's where we're from also. And the fish company at 88 Commercial Street, where we are, has been in the family for 100 years. My grandfather Leo Linquata started it during the Depression, and when he went to the bank for the loan, the guy said, wow, you're very progressive starting this business in the Depression, so he called it Progressive Seafoods. So that ended up, he had that from 1920 until 1965. And he was unloading fishing boats and selling fish all over under the Seven Seas brand name. And then in 1965, he was also selling oil to the fishing boats as well. And he realized he could make more money selling oil than he could selling fish, so he went into the home eating business. And my father had a place over where the Coast Guard station is now called Morning Star Fisheries. And he was partners with Carlo Shimataro, and Gloucester came and took that property by eminent domain to put the Coast Guard station there, so he had a fish company without a place to go. And my grandfather decided he wanted to get out anyway, so he sold him the property. He bought it from his father-in-law. It wasn't his father, it was my mother's father. And so in '65 he started Ocean Crest Seafoods there, and Carlo Shimataro started Star Fisheries, so they broke off at that point, and that's what Captain Carlos is now. So my father had it, and 5 kids, all of us work there now, and when he passed away he left it to the 5 kids, so now we all run it. And in the 80s, we were processing a huge amount of fish. There was a lot of fish being processed in Gloucester, and there was a ton of gurry. When you fillet a fish, it's 30%, maybe 40% is the fillet, and the rest is left over, which we call gurry. So all this gurry at the time was going to the dehyde on the state fish pier, and it smelled pretty bad. And it did get shut down because a lot of more higher-end people started moving into East Gloucester and complaining about the smell, and it did end up getting shut down. So at the time we were paying a fishing boat. It was the Italian Gold, which ended up sinking. We used to call it the gurry barge. We'd put all the gurry on it and all the other processes in Gloucester would as well, and it would go out to sea and dump it. And it was really bad for the environment because as it decomposed, it created a dead zone with the oxygen as it decomposed. So it was bad for the environment. It was expensive and it was very wasteful. And we knew, the Indians did the fish thing, and all the Italian fishermen always had the best tomatoes, they knew it worked. So we ended up getting together with UMass Marine Station over here, and they helped us develop a process to turn it into fertilizer.
Herb Bolton and Steve Keller.
Yeah, and Steve Keller was very
I'm going to interrupt here, which is a perfect example of why you need to keep a working waterfront and come up with innovation like that Gloucester is famous for. And I think that
right.
falls